Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are back with our good friend, Lillian Lee, looking beautiful as ever, from New Jersey. We're talking hair salon, wig salon, Do Wonders charity. I can't give you a better introduction, ma'am. You have to do it yourself.
Well, thank you, Jill. That's so beautiful. Hello, everyone.
Beautiful woman up there, too. That's Maya Rodriguez. So
yes,
please introduce everyone to us.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'm Lillian Lee. I am the owner of the Lillian Lee Hair and Wig Salon in Bergenfield, New Jersey. Happens to be one of the most spectacular fall days in New Jersey today. So it just brings me great joy today to bring a guest into our pod today. Yes, it's Miss Maya Rodriguez. She is a recipient from our Do Wonders charity, which is a charity that I created to donate wigs to women and young girls who are undergoing chemotherapy. I am very blessed to be able to start this program with the help of a community that has been nothing but generous to allow me to have wigs to be able to donate to these wonderful patients. And everything starts with passion. You know, Jill, passion is what motivates us to do things that we love. You know, and I love doing hair. It'll be my 30th anniversary that I've been in business here in New Jersey. Congrats. And it'll be a 40-year anniversy that I've been behind the chair.
You don't look old enough to be working that long. Are you serious?
Thank you. 40 or 1982. Maya, right?
You never know.
It's the passion. When you live with passion, it makes everything just flow, and the years go by and you don't even realize this is happening. Do Wonders was established 16 years ago by accident, and here we are in a 501c3 organization. We are non-for-profit. It is totally free, all the services that we give to the patients, and it's just a wonderful experience. Passion is that strong desire that allows you to create something extraordinary. Yeah. And with the help of a community and the help of my staff as well, I was able to create this extraordinary foundation that changes women's lives. We have a wonderful logo. Our little saying is that we change lives one wig at a time. And I believe we do. Being that I am a designer, stylist, it allows me to take hair that's sewn on fabric and be able to color it and create it and be able to match it to what you used to look like before you lost your hair. Amazing. And that is such an important part of this process. And it's one of the big main goals that we have with our charity, as well as assisting them with all their skincare. And when their hair starts growing back, because we are a hair salon that we do all types of services, from coloring to keratin to styling, weddings. We're busy. So we create this wonderful environment and safe environment for our patients to come in and get this wonderful feeling. And throughout the years, we probably helped hundreds, I don't even dare to say 1,000, but probably yes, of women that we have been able to assist them during this just such difficult process of losing your hair. And you establish relationships with these women. You know, some of them you see them once and you never see them again. And we always have a little follow-up. And some women continue to come to the salon. We just really gel, and the communication and the inspiration that we give each other. Because believe it or not, when you hear their stories, Jill, it inspires me. It kind of like fuels my passion to continue to do the work that I do. And then I met Maya. Maya is an extraordinary young lady, and I wanted to invite her as a guest because look how gorgeous she looks. She has a wonderful story to share on her journey and how we met and all the wonderful things and the endless possibilities that we have now, being able to represent yourself in public without people looking on you and looking down or upon and wondering. So I am going to, with further ado, Maya, introduce yourself, and please, if you allow us, Joe, let her start her story.
Please, go ahead, honey. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And thank you for saying that, Lillian. You always have so beautiful with words and just a beautiful lady yourself and also inspiring. So my name is Maya Rodriguez. I'm 18. I was diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin's lymphoma about 3 months ago. It's in July, so almost there. And yes, it's been quite a time. I've had 16 chemos and 2 surgeries, going on my third, which is happily my chemo port removal. So I'm not going to need it anymore. But yes, so a little bit about me. I inspired to be an actress, especially on Broadway. It's always been something that's been my escape, no matter what situation I'm in. And during this journey, I've grown more connected into it. But even before everything, I was so prepared. I was going to go to New York University, the Tisch School of Arts, as a drama major, which is so incredibly difficult to get in, but I got in and it was my dream school. So that was the plan. I was working 2 jobs this summer, just saving so I could afford it. But I'll be going because of my treatment and this abrupt diagnosis, the doctors said I couldn't do chemo and do school at the same time. So I decided to defer till next September 2022. So for now, I'm just training. So that's a little bit about me and who I am.
Beautiful, beautiful story, beautiful energy. And look how positive you are. So now you're all excited. You have your hopes up to start this amazing school. Amazing. Congratulations. And then how did you get the news? How did you find out what was wrong? Would you mind sharing that journey with us as well, since you're very open? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So on the path of how I found out, I was in rehearsal and I just looked in the mirror, and it was actually quite funny because that morning I was taking my graduation pictures for school. So I went to rehearsal the next day, and then I see I have the scar here, but I had just a big lump on my neck. It was like the size of about a golf ball. And I was just, that morning, it was normal. I was taking pictures. I would go to rehearsal and just a lump on my neck. So I go to the emergency room the next day, and then they do a biopsy, and I actually had to stay in the hospital for about a week. They had to put me inpatient, because it was around the week of July 4th. So there was a holiday, so there was busy and I couldn't get a surgery. Found out. Yeah. So I had to be scheduled as an in-person patient very last minute, just to find out what it was and why I had this lump on my neck. So they admitted me, and then they do a biopsy. I stayed in the hospital, and then it came back positive for Hodgkin cells.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. And to take that news, I mean, look at that smile. I know it can't be easy. Have there been tears? There's been ups and downs?
Yes, absolutely. You can imagine, as an actress.
What went through your mind when you heard this?
Yes, you can imagine, as an actress, like, you can see like my whole persona, my image and my self-confidence especially went down. And just even in training, all you do is look in the mirror, and just dancing, acting, singing, the mirror is so important. And when my hair began to fall out, that was when it was definitely very tough. And this was on the span of like 3 months. But thank God I'm in a brighter side, and I've gotten through my chemotherapy. But it does take a drain, especially when this is your career and their self-image is all like you think of going into school, going into social media. It's definitely very important.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so sorry. Thank you for sharing the story with me. So now let's fast forward, if you don't mind, to the moment you start treatment. How did you two connect? When did you realize you may lose your hair, may not? And how, I mean, devastating was that? And then tell me about the saving grace below.
Yes, absolutely. So I was around in my 4th chemo, and then one of the social workers there said to me, there's this charity, Do Wonders. I would love to connect with you and reach out with you and give you a free wig. Because by the time my hair fell out, I just shaved my head. I immediately just shaved it all off, and I got like a buzz cut because I didn't want to go through the process of it shredding and just that pain. So when I was in chemotherapy, the social worker reached out and she said, Lillian Lee, her fantastic salon, just wanted to reach out, and we would like to schedule an appointment with you to see if there's a match for you. And it was great because they told me you could customize your own wig. She chose her best to to choose a wig, especially for you, and color it and style it just for you. So through via email, I sent her pictures of what my old hair used to like, what I kind of wanted. And it was funny because before I did a balayage, just blonde balayage, but then I was like, I want to go back to brown, just back to as a rebirth. It was definitely a rebirth moment for me. Even walking into her salon, it was just welcoming, very warm. And it really is interesting to see what type of magic Lillian would do on you. You think, oh, what is she gonna, what does she have in store? And it's definitely a place where magic happens for sure.
Would you talk about the first time you met?
Yeah, this, go ahead. This was really, really, she's just adorable. Go ahead.
Yes. And no, it was just, I walked right in and she sat me down and then she introduced me to this wig. And when we first met, there was definitely a connection. There was definitely a connection between me and Lillian. So when she put the wig on me, and she even introduced me how to put the headband on, how to take care of the wig, how to keep it, sustainable for many years. And it's great hair. It's hair that's going to keep me pushing on for definitely a very long time. So I thank Lillian, and I'm forever indebted to her for just giving me my self-worth back.
Aw. Go ahead, Lillian. What do you want to say?
Thank you, Maya. That is very beautiful. I really appreciate you. Thank you. It's so interesting, Jill. Every woman that sits in my chair tells me their story. Some are just harder to hear than others. With Maya, I have two children that are musicians and performers. My daughter's an opera singer, and my son is a jazz musician who has a band. And I am so in the world of the arts, not only in the art that I do, but my children are performers. So here I meet this young actress, and she just reminded me of my daughter, and her passion, for me was like, I remember getting my kids ready to go to the performing arts school, all that excitement and building up and pumping my son who went to Boston, he went to Berkeley. And I'm like, you're going to be fine. You're going to make it great. You're going to be successful. And you get so built up to get like this, it's almost like that cartoon sound, wah, wah, wah. And all of a sudden like, oh, wait, I can't do this now.
Yeah.
So that connection between what I have experienced with my children and hearing her story, I had to make sure that, look how gorgeous she looks, that hair was going to be perfect. And this is the example of trust. A lot of people call and they don't come because they're afraid. And she trusted that I was going to be able to do something. When you hear wigs, you're thinking about synthetic, or, you see pictures on the internet with, women with cancer. They really don't really inspire you to wear a wig. Though I must say, Maya's a brave one. She rocks her bald.
Well, I saw the picture, which was awesome. But before we signed on, on a Zoom call, for those of you listening on the podcast side, you may not know what we're talking about, but if you're listening and watching on the Zoom, you can see. But yeah, so her profile picture came up, bald and beautiful. Wow.
Thank you so much.
But how long did it take to be so confident to be that way?
That's a good question.
It's like, I'm still not much confident with my baldness. It's definitely a process. And even after finishing your treatment, your life changes after chemotherapy, and it's something that's never going to go away. But I do know I have very much to learn from it. I'm still learning how to love myself completely naturally. But I see wigs as just a way to kind of help you, set you in the right direction. As I said, it just gives you your confidence back. And it starts with that. And that's honestly, without meeting Lillian, I don't even know where I would find my self-worth and my self-image. So it's definitely a learning process for sure, but on this, the thought of somebody wanting you to feel beautiful again, and no matter how way you take that is really inspiring. That's why I admire Lillian so much.
Oh, it was a beautiful bond. So Lillian, what else do you want to share about her and her experience and coming into now the salon? How often do you come see Lillian? And clearly that wig is gorgeous, Mike. You would never even know it's a wig.
Isn't it amazing? Really? It's really beautiful. And, we have an opportunity to get some publicity. So I needed to get a model to do a photo shoot. to get some big pictures all over the place that I understand is going to be happening soon. And who else but this beautiful girl? And this
Congrats.
was an amazing photo shoot. Why don't you share about that photo shoot?
Yeah, can you show us some? Do you have any pictures to show?
I should have prepared.
That's okay.
All right. But she does. You're going to see the transformation of her without hair, her going in. You'll see how just you look in the mirror serious, and then you have a wig on and a smile comes along. It's just magical, that smile. Did you find something, Maya?
I'm currently looking for the track, so maybe I could share it. I did get it through email.
Okay, let's see if I could allow to share just to make sure.
Let me see if I can get it. But most definitely, there's definitely a big metaphor behind the pictures. Even when they finally came out, because when we were taking them, I didn't know what they would really look like. I didn't know what I was expecting. But when they got the pictures, it's most definitely, you see definitely a big metaphor of, oh, I just found them. So maybe I could share. Yeah, so we could see them.
Hold on, let me see. Is it ready for sharing? Let me just make sure. Because on my end, I just have to make sure we could share, right? So hold on.
Yeah, the host. But while that's happening, I'll share a little bit. But definitely a big metaphor of how just a rebirth. It was most definitely a rebirth moment of how one could really feel more self-confident and really learn how to love themselves no matter what way it is. Because most of the time in I guess the community of wigs, when people see it as an insecurity, people see it as something to kind of hide away, but I really see it as something that's really welcomed. So it definitely, that's what I really see it like that. It's not something that
can I ask, I'm sorry, can you share right now? Is it allowing you to share? Because normally I go to the dots and it tells me I can let you share, but it's not even there.
Is it on the upper left corner?
So
it's still disabled for me.
Okay, hold on. Normally I see it. If I do the little dot near your name, I have mute, stop video, chat, spin, spotlight, make host, rename, allow local follow, pin, put it. Usually it's there. Hold on, let me check security. Share screen.
Maybe. Yeah.
There you go. Allow participants to share.
Yay.
Is it working? Can you?
Yes, I can. This is my screen.
Oh,
and I'll just grab different pictures. Oh, this was us together. I forgot what date this was. I can't name it specifically, but she has this beautiful array of shelves. I guess you could see a little in this picture.
Oh
just
my gosh.
like a collage.
I saw that one time she did the Zoom. We did a show. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Beautiful.
Yes, it's so gorgeous. A collage of wigs. It was like almost a wonderland, really. As it loads, you see me. This was, I'm just having flashbacks of it. It was definitely so great. You really do feel beautiful. The moment you step in, you feel beautiful. You feel beautiful. And there's just so much to wonder, and there's just so much to explore. And this show, she was my first wig. You know, I was still undergoing chemotherapy. I was still very much drained. I didn't have not a lot of energy. I was, even with the COVID and the pandemic, when she had asked me to come in, we definitely, I definitely, it was difficult, but I just knew I had to come in.
Look at that expression on that picture.
Look at that. I love that one.
I love that expression in her picture.
She is so terrific. You can just see how much she really admires
the compassion in her eyes. Yeah.
She is very compassionate.
There she is.
This is me, Paul, but that's me. That's me. But it was definitely such a beautiful picture. These two little marks, that's where I was literally a month after my surgery. Like I still came in. Literally, it just had surgery. So it was definitely, I guess it really initiated my journey to self-love, and it just definitely sparked something in me.
Beautiful. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Amazing. And so let me ask you now, how's the process been? Is your hair starting to grow back? Is it not yet? What is that part like? Because I've talked to other, cancer survivors along with Lillian before, and that whole process of when are you ready after a year, 6, it's hard because it's going to grow back different, weird. And then, right. The woman that we talked to 2 weeks ago said it was just weird, and you helped her style it. But how are you dealing with that part? Do you mind discussing that as well?
Yes. Absolutely. It is starting to grow back. My last chemo was September 27th. It was a Monday. So it's been over a month ago. It's been like about a month and a half. And it actually, for me, personally, it's grown back very fast and it's just coming out. But I feel like a lot of the love aspect within yourself and what Lillian has blessed me with, it really just happiness and just acceptance. That's part of what's making me healthier and what's making me kind of push forward. So my hair is definitely reflecting, like without the wig, it's like I already have like a buzz cut there. They call it peach fuzz.
Okay.
It's like very fuzzy, it's very soft. So most definitely it is growing back everywhere.
Beautiful.
I'm not excited about shaving my legs again, but it's there.
Now, do you know if it's growing back different, right? Because a lot of people say sometimes it grows back curly or straight or thicker or thinner. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's so beautiful.
I feel as though it's too soon to tell. Right now it's still just very short, but it's just brown. It's brown though. Some people I've heard is growing back blonde. It's actually, when it first started growing, it was blonde, but now it's brown. Usually my natural color before it fell out, it was like a dark honey color. It was very beautiful. So it's definitely coming back brown, but we'll just see in terms of texture. Let's see.
We'll change. Yeah. So that's going to change because what's happening, your body is still filled with all that chemical of the chemotherapy, and your hair, needs the blood supply for it to grow. So that's the bottom line. That's why brushing and massaging is so important. So the first hair that's going to come, because the stress that your body went through, our follicles are really like round. And what happens with the stress, and this is what happens, and this has been shown and proven, that stress kind of like tightens up your scalp and it tightens up the follicle and it gets more like oblong and rectangular. So the hair is trying to come out through that little hole, that little follicle. So it comes out obtuse. So people say that they get curly hair after chemo. You hear that a lot. Oh, my hair got curly and then the curls left. So I call that chemo hair. It's not your hair. So as the hair grows, you're going to notice that your ends have one color, the mid shaft has another one, and the root area. So you need to cut that hair until it's your natural hair. So there's like 7 stages of hair growth.
Really?
So as soon as you have like a good 2 inches of hair, that it's going to be a wiry, wild, you don't even know what's going to happen. You're going to come and you're going to trim it. And I'm also going to give you some products to stimulate growth and thickness. And that will be a process every 10 weeks. I have the patients come in, let's give you a trim the hair, because if you trim it, it grows. And we're eliminating all that dead hair, chemo hair, I call. And you're going to start seeing your lustrous, shiny, beautiful hair. You're young, so you're going to see your hair natural. For women who've been coloring their hair for years and didn't even remember what their hair was, when their hair grows back and they see their hair white, they say that it was the chemo that made their hair white, but they just forgot that they were coloring their hair for a while. Yeah. So with you're going to see your natural hair color come back. Yeah. And it'll take probably a couple of years to get your hair as long as what you had before, as long as that wig. It takes quite a while.
Yeah, it does. So, you even notice with like my fingernails, like just like my cuticles, they were black. They were much more darker, but now they're starting to lighten up a bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, it is crazy. It's crazy when they've gotten very dark. Not even just like being bald, and I just like, you have just no follicles. Like it's just, and you're much more sensitive to the cold, the sun. It drains you. So it's definitely a fight. But thank goodness. And thank you so much for helping me with the post treatment. And just, Lillian literally has like a heart of gold. She takes care of the women who come and see her before, during, and after. So she's definitely very special for that.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. Lillian, how could our listeners reach out to you?
Yes, we are at dowonderscharity.org. We are at lillianleesalon.com. As well as you can go straight to our location in Bergenfield, New Jersey, which is at 60 West Church Street. We are very excited to continue to help women share this story to inspire other women, especially young women, that it can happen. The attitude that you see in Maya is what, is the most important part of your recovery. Yeah. Finishing your chemo and watching your hair start growing also gives you that incentive of that things are going to be better and you survived it and you're going to be okay.
Great.
When you choose to take off your wig, that'll be another conversation.
Great. We'd love to see you back here when you're ready.
That'll be
No rush
great.
whatsoever, right? Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for being here. All of you, really, we appreciate you. And thank you, Lillian, for doing what you do. And of course, thank you, Do Wonders, for doing what you do. Have a great day. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.